In this video, I'm going to be showing you the simple 3-step framework to gain scholarship level Velo, so you can throw the hardest you've ever thrown, turn coaches' heads at camps, receive offers and scholarships, all without relying on travel coaches, sending mass emails, and training 24/7. And I'll tell you exactly why talent alone won't get you recruited, you're stuck at the same Velo, coaches aren't blowing up your phone, and if you're watching this, you're talented and have baseball skills, everything you've tried hasn't helped you gain velocity, and you have dreams to play college baseball, but you don't throw hard enough to get there. And right now, your testing numbers have no wow factor, you leave camps and showcases disappointed, you don't have the offers that you want, which really sucks because you're way better than your competition or other kids on Twitter getting offers. You and your family have invested a lot of time and money in you, and you want to go D1. The problem is, you don't have a plan to get there. And if you don't figure something out, you're going to be throwing in the low 80s for the rest of your career, which may be cut short. And college coaches will skip right over you for the recruit that throws gas. But you would love to throw so hard coaches hand over their scholarship money without hesitation and post that sweet commitment post to your social media while your friends and everyone you know realize how good you are. In this new age of recruiting, coaches' Twitters are filled with videos, their emails are spammed, and you need a different way to stand out. A way that doesn't rely on sketchy recruiting tactics or spamming coaches' emails. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter if you have an ERA under 1, college coaches won't look at you unless you throw hard. I've even helped college coaches recruit players at camps, and we wouldn't even consider a guy unless they were throwing 87 plus, varying based off of age and whether they were righty or lefty. So whether you like it or not, it's just how it is. You can tell yourself the lie that because Greg Maddux did it, you can too, but unfortunately, you'd be selling yourself short of your dreams. Instead of coming up with excuses, follow a plan that will get you there, because excuses are lame. I'll show you how other D1 recruits generated attention by throwing harder and optimizing the metrics that matter. Right now, you're probably balling out in tournaments, feel like you aren't attracting attention, and this hasn't been enough to talk to coaches or to get offers. So you know that to take the next step in your baseball career, you have to stand out at camps, showcases, and games. So if you're a talented baseball player, serious about getting coached to take your velocity, strength, and overall game to the next level, then this is for you. This is not for you if your family isn't invested in you as a baseball player, you don't plan on playing at the next level, but if that is you, then I have some good news for you. I've trained and worked at some of the best facilities across the country that are filled with minor league and MLB players, as well as D1 and all other levels of college. I've learned what works and what doesn't. I've taken what they teach and applied it to the athletes I work with, and it has produced amazing results. After training 20 plus athletes, I've perfected a system that allows you to become the best athlete you can be, without overanalyzing your mechanics, scrolling through IG looking for videos to improve velo, or random plyo drills, all without lifting all the time. It's how Robert went from having no schools looking at him to committing to D1 University of Hawaii. It's called the 3-step velocity framework. It's the blueprint to put on serious miles per hour to your velo and play college. This is a one-of-a-kind system that allows you to become a freak athlete that coaches all want to watch, position yourself as a top recruit, and this means the 3-step velocity framework is the most effective path to gain velo to get noticed, so that everything you throw is more effective and you can blow it by hitters. It's the simplest, no BS way to gain velo without having to rely on your travel coach or high school coach, your high school lifting program, generic long toss programs, or IG posts. And you don't need good genetics, fancy facilities. The Scholarship Velo framework is turning baseball players with untapped potential who are flying under the radar into D1 caliber athletes throwing fuzz at showcases, so they can commit to their D1 schools and dominate hitters by combining elite mechanics with explosive training. The scholarship Velo framework can be broken down into 3 steps. These are guaranteed to produce results. First, who is this guy helping recruits achieve their dreams? I'm Nolan Kabilis. I'm the founder of QB Performance, and I was just like you. I was a good high school baseball player who played on a great team that was constantly getting looks, but I wasn't, even though I was talented. I needed to become an elite athlete that moves well. But the best facility around was an hour away. And after driving and training there for over a year, I became pretty close to an elite player after spending thousands of dollars. But when showcases and camps came, I was unprepared. I had the in-game skills, but when I was evaluated on Velo, I fell short of what was desired for D1 coaches. So while other recruits were throwing upper 80s and getting pulled aside by coaches after the camp, my dad and I had to drive home without talking to any coaches again. This is the worst feeling. This was because I wasn't working with a coach that worked on every aspect of my game that could get me seen and produce D1 level numbers. What I needed was a belief shift, baseball-specific strength training, one-on-one mechanical breakdown, and specific throwing drills and exercises for mechanical flaws. I ended up playing JUCO baseball and committing to a D1 after implementing things I learned from coaches and trainers across the country. I then bottled everything I learned, what worked best, and what gave elite results. Since then, I've trained numerous guys that committed to dream D1 schools, continued to learn from the best in the country, constantly refining. Help D1 coaches run camps and learn firsthand what they look for. So not only do I know exactly what not to do and the mistakes to avoid, but we have dialed in a proven process that has been delivering results with other players. Take Bobby, for example. He was stuck in his baseball journey throwing in the low 80s. He knew he needed to change something, and after working together, he got up to 90 miles per hour and committing to his dream D1 school. This is why I initially started training athletes. I wanted to help my friends out with their training that had either poor or no guidance at all. Only issue, I was at a school across the country from many of them, so I had to do it online. Why I continue. To help recruits like 15-year-old me develop into the best baseball player he can be. For players to not be cut short of the offers they deserve. For those just starting their pitching journey, in-person/group training is good. But there is an issue. The hardest working athletes can't progress at their own pace, and the program has to be cookie cutter to accommodate everyone. The most talented players are held back. So instead, I realized online training could be much more effective. Players could get their custom work in around their schedule, even with baseball, other sports, school, church, or literally anything. I could review their mechanics and lifting technique on video, share the secrets I learned from the top facilities and coaches in the country, give them a customized program based on their weaknesses, hold them to a higher standard than in group settings. This way, athletes can progress 100 times faster than their teammates. All without driving to a facility to pay thousands for a cookie cutter group program that might not even help athletes throw harder and get recruited. I realized that one-on-one training is required if you're actually looking to play at an elite level. But with in-person one-on-one, you'll pay roughly $100 per session, 4 times per week at about $1,700 per month. So I launched a 3-step scholarship Velo framework, an online one-on-one training system that compares to the most elite facilities in the country. So talented baseball players all over the country can get elite coaching and elite results. This isn't meant to replace your entire workout and practice structure. You most likely have team practices and bullpens with coaches. Those things alone aren't helping you gain the velo you need to play at the next level. So you need one-on-one coaching to address the mistakes in your mechanics and strength and have a custom program that works around your busy schedule. So you can land the offers that you actually want. Simplified version of how it works. 1. Identify physical limitations in your strength and mobility. Prescribe targeted mobility and strength training to attack weaknesses and poor movement. Fix techniques and mechanics. And finally, progress and adjust the plan. We work one-on-one with our athletes to throw the hardest and perform the best they ever had in their career by implementing the 3-step scholarship Velo framework. Step 1 is breaking down limiting beliefs. You don't have offers because you don't have the right mindset. You probably don't know exactly what you want, don't realize how Division I baseball is, and you have no accountability. You know that if you could work on your mindset and set clear goals while one-on-one help from someone that has done it, then you'd be able to take the next step. Step 2, the engine maxing blueprint. This is exactly what it sounds like. Your body is an engine, and we want to make it as explosive as possible. You aren't a semi-truck, you're a Ferrari. If you don't throw harder than 88 miles per hour, you don't need exposure. Mechanical work alone won't get you to 90 plus. You need to develop an explosive body. Maxing essentially means trying to reach the highest potential in a given area. The blueprint is going to optimize your body so it can allow you to throw harder than you ever have. You aren't going D1 by sending out more emails or tinkering with your mechanics. Right now, you probably train in person, either with a team or a group setting, get workouts from YouTube or TikTok, and you work super hard, but you don't see the results you want. And it's because your workouts don't translate to pitching, the drills don't attack your weaknesses, your mechanics aren't optimized, you don't even know your lowest hanging fruit, you can't progress at your own rate, and you aren't getting enough one-on-one coaching. The truth is, you only get access to your coaches for 6 to 8 hours a week. Our athletes get access to me for 168 hours a week. When was the last time your trainer or coach sat down with you and laid out a custom plan to throw 90 plus miles an hour? The bottom line is, you aren't getting enough one-on-one coaching from your in-person trainer or coach. What do we do to see results exponentially fast? We lead you through the final step. Phase 3, the Velo maxing blueprint. This is the bread and butter. You don't need extra exposure, you need to throw harder. I copied and refined the exact framework the top facilities across the country use for their pro and D1 athletes. This is how we are going to make immense strides in your throwing. This is the exact formula we use to help athletes gain velo that is desirable to college coaches, without spinning your wheels on why you can't throw harder or be more explosive. College is expensive. Don't be unprepared for the people looking to hand you a free education. You wouldn't walk in a $100,000 job interview with no experience or preparation. So why would you not train to earn $100,000 plus in scholarship money and even more in NIL? So don't guess with your training and hope you magically get better. So instead of landing a scholarship to your dream school, your family has to fork over their hard-earned dollars to send you to a school that doesn't even feel like home. This especially sucks because your family has already invested a lot into you. So instead of showing up to the job interview with no preparation, we'll give you the answer key so you can have an unfair advantage at showcases and camps. You probably have already been to a camp or showcase, or you're about to, seen other kids get offered at a camp or on Twitter, and you know you're more skilled. But you're getting overlooked because your velo isn't high enough, you don't look the part, and it's not your fault. It's not because you don't have the ability or work ethic. It's because you haven't been trained to dominate in the areas that matter. The truth is, coaches have to look through hundreds of players every day. If your metrics don't stand out, you won't, and you'll go home without talking to a coach. But it doesn't have to be this way. What you actually need is a proven system to turn your raw talent into D1 measurables. And it starts with fixing current weaknesses, mastering mechanics. Then you need the right workouts to attack weaknesses, progressions, feedback, analysis, and consistent coaching. Coaching that will separate you from the pack, that will attract coaches' eyeballs everywhere. If you're a talented baseball player and you already have on-field success, but your velo isn't fast enough to attract eyeballs, you don't quite look the part, but you want to throw the hardest you ever have and commit to your dream school, book a strategy session Zoom call with me or my team through the calendar below or by DMing me strategy. The Zoom call is free. We'll talk you through the situation and see if you're a good fit for my paid program. I'm very particular with who I work with. I only have enough time to work with a few athletes full time just because I want the best product at hand, and there's only a few spots remaining. This isn't for you if you don't plan on playing in college, you aren't serious about getting better, your family is living paycheck to paycheck and can't invest in you going to camps, and you miss workouts in class. This is for you If you have already had some on field success, but you want to take your pitching in Velo to the next level, and you want to stand out at camps and showcases and land scholarship offers. I will help you develop the mindset you need to make the most of your baseball career, train you one-on-one so you can throw harder than ever, and optimize your body and velocity so it stands out to D1 schools. You will need your parents or financially responsible guardians on the Zoom call so they can ask any questions they have, and we can get you started right on that call if you are a good fit. So how does it work? The Scholarship Velo Framework is a 4-month program coaching you to be the most explosive athlete you can possibly be. Our best clients see noticeable changes in velo strength and mobility in just a couple weeks. The Scholarship Velo Framework, the average client will gain 4+ miles per hour to their fastball velocity, but every client finishes the program throwing harder than they ever have and are prepared for camps and showcases. If you don't gain velo, we'll keep working with you until you do, because we're that confident you will. Go book your Zoom strategy call by DMing me strategy now. All decision makers must be present for the call so that you can make the best use of your time and understand your situation completely. Find a time with your parents and book in your strategy session, and I'll see you on the other side.